How's everybody doing out there today? This is Bad 66 Chevelle, so getting ready to put this new brake line on my 78 Ford. And hopefully we'll get the brakes bled on it so that we can get it closer to taking them down the road. That's my goal. Alright. We're going to take and get this brake line on this Ford here. Get the brakes bled on it. And we'll be pretty close, hopefully. I got all the brakes and all back on it. So I'm going to show y'all in just a second. Alright, so I got our brake line here. I got it all bent up. I'll take it over here, lay it down so we can see it. Alright, so I got both brake lines side by side. Our old one is on the bottom here, and then our new one I bent up is above it. The reason I had to replace it is because the nut on the old line was stuck to the line and wouldn't turn. So I had to cut this new line right here to match this old one down here we got, so I can reflare it and get it back together. Now I've already cut it. Now I gotta reflare it, and we got our toolkit right here. And this is our toolkit here. It's not perfect, but it does the job. This is a 3/16 line. And so is the old one. It's not perfect, but it's bent pretty close. If you look down, I got it, you know, it's a little off, but it's pretty close. Now this end I'd bent up a little bit. This is not how it was. I had bent this up and bent this down to keep brake foot from coming out so I wouldn't lose all of it. But this new line right here is the line that connects under here. Alright, so this is the line that we're replacing. It goes from this T right here and goes up here and over under this tab and down here and ties in over here. So that's the line I'm replacing there. Went ahead and replaced our vent hose. This is the hose for the rear end. It goes up and then it has a little clip, which is right here. It goes into the frame like this. Up here, I can see that it clips onto the frame, and then the hose goes up under here, under this tab. And that's what goes on the frame. So I got this new hose, I got it already cut, I just got to put it on, and we'll be good to go on that. So I was looking under these brake lines here, and some of them don't look too good. We got this joint right here. Okay, this is the front to rear brake line that goes all the way down the frame. Y'all can see that. And goes behind that gas tank. So I'm debating on replacing that whole line that goes all the way down this frame for the rear brakes, because it's a little rough right in this area here. And this hose right here that comes down to this T is dry rotted anyway. And I can move it a little bit and then it's cracking up. This is definitely going to get replaced. For now, I'm just trying to get the brakes back on this thing enough to where I can move it back around this storage area down here. That's the main thing, so I can move it around. but I am going to have to eventually replace that hose. They're not that expensive. But I'm also going to replace this line right here. And somebody has made that line at one time or another. That is a 3/16 line. As I could tell, because if you look down the frame, it's not back in the frame like it's supposed to be. So somebody's definitely made that. So I went ahead and I got these wheels back on. I want to make sure they're going to fit good and everything. And I'm going to have to replace, I believe, this stud right here, because a couple of threads are stripped out. So we'll have to pull our wheel back off and replace that. It's just not a big deal. The wheels are still looking good, because considering I polished these last fall. I haven't done anything to them. I haven't washed them or nothing. They still look really good. Really amazed by that. So that's something else we'll have to address. And I got all our drums and our brake shoes and everything back on it. Couldn't find anything online about these brakes. They are 11-inch drum brakes. And I couldn't find a diagram whatsoever. So I finally found a page that was on YouTube. And I'll have to go back and look to see the name of that. But it's a nice video because it shows you how the springs and everything go together. It's really a good video, and if it wasn't for the video, I wouldn't have got all this back together. So I still haven't put the gear oil in the rear end yet. I'm getting ready to do that today so that I can fill it back up and hopefully get the brakes bled on this so I can take it up down the road. So that's a goal too. This is brand new, so I want to get that in. That's 2 quarts. That'll be pretty close. I still might need a little bit more, but that should be pretty close. But that's my goal. Where really happy with the way these wheels are holding up. They look really good. Really happy about that. So I was going through my toolbox and I found my line wrench here to put that brake line on. And I love these line wrenches. They are really nice. This one is a 7/16 on one side and 3/8 on the other, which is exactly what I need. So that makes it really nice. So hopefully we'll go and get our brakes put back on. Get our line put back on and hopefully get on down the road. As a little update here, if you all look back in my previous videos, this truck had run into this door over here because it wasn't all the way in park and fell into reverse. Sorry, it's a plane over my head. But as I was saying, the truck had fell out of park into reverse and mashed that whole door in, which is basically over here, and tore it up pretty good. So that's something I'm definitely looking into. I mentioned in my other video here about putting a B&M shifter, because I'm thinking about putting a B&M floor shifter in this truck right along in here somewhere. That way it will eliminate this issue. That way it will eliminate this issue with the column. So you can pull it in any gear you want just by turning the bottom of the column there. And I don't like that. See, like now, it's not all the way completely in park. And move it just a little bit. Now it is. And that's what happened to that door back there, is it was between these 2 points and it wasn't completely in park. And then when I had it out on, the motor must have moved just a little bit. When you give it a little bit of gas, you know how the motor just moves back and forth just a little bit. Well, I think what happened is that when it did that, it must have did it just enough for this shifter to fall into reverse and basically mess up this poor storage door right here. They had to replace all of that. But I'm glad that it's pretty much fixed. Thank God, because I was really worried about that. So that's more money I had to pay for. I had to buy a new storage door that I'll never use. All because of this column right here. Just because it wasn't all the way in part. I have an old tubing cutter right here. This one's pretty old. It was given to me by my buddy. And these make it really nice because they got this burr remover here on the end. It just flips right on out. And given this line, and see after I cut it, see how it's got that burr in there? We're going to clean that out. Alright, so I've cleaned that out pretty good. The burr's gone out of it. And that tool makes it really nice having that end on it. It's always nice having old tools like that. That way you can get the burr out of the end. So now we're ready to flare it. This is 3/16. So that's what we're going to do next. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure and put your fitting on, like I've already did. That's very important. And you want to make sure that it screws into your wheel cylinder so that everything fits right. So make sure everything fits right before you flare that. Alright, so here's our wheel cylinder. This is on our passenger side here. This is the new fitting for that brake line. I'm going to double check and make sure this goes in here. Alright, so our new fitting goes in there really good. Screws in real good. See that? So now we definitely want to make sure and flare it. We're ready. So don't forget to take and put your brake line fitting on your brake line first before you flare it. Don't forget to do that.